Welcome to Mystic Moons. Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Calling, talking. Let's talk tonight. Let's talk about something that we've heard in the news many times. We've all heard of Jeffrey Epstein, right? We all have. No matter what country you live in, you've heard the name Epstein. And we all heard that he died mysteriously while in jail. So, and it's been sensationalized. What did he do? What did they do? We all know it was a sex ring, but it was more than a sex ring. It was also a financial ring. And besides being a financial sex ring, it had a lot of high rollers. And not only that, a sex and finance ring, it was also eugenics. It was also genetics. It was lab-grown babas. Oh, it's so complex. I swear, you swear, we all think about that Jeffrey Epstein has his nose in everything and his other body parts too. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Virginia Giuffre. Virginia Giuffre, this 17-year-old girl who was sex trafficked, right? And she's there smiling with older men, older, wealthy men with high status. Yes, they all were high status. Is that a symbol of being up there when you can fornicate with young teenagers and so forth? Well, that we can only speculate. However, it's all very sordid, skeezy world of I have so much money, I don't know what to do. I have so much money, I can't think straight. I have no real oomph in life. So I'm destined to trash it up however I so choose. And I can take out my own garbage too if I pay enough money. That's the way they live. Now, all of us that had fantasies or heard fantasies, there's been enough TV shows, movies, etc., about the goober rich who have so much they don't know what to do with themselves. And they play with people as though they were paper dolls. Well, Virginia wasn't the average paper doll, was she? She came out and she spoke out. She knew what she was up against. She was up against very perverted, rich, and powerful dudes. Maybe a few females, that's not for me to say. However, she was up against a sex-craved crowd. Now, it just seemed kind of strange that you just want to stick your body parts anywhere it could go. It's not very enlightening to stick your body parts all over the place. But however, some people get a big thrill out of sticking their penis and vaginas everywhere. So, but then again, you have to ask yourself. Now, Virginia she was 17. Now, how many 17-year-old girls, this could be just my opinion, or maybe the collective opinion. How can a 17-year-old girl, hello, how can a 17-year-old girl allow herself to be effed by some old rich dudes? I don't understand it myself. I mean, 17, yes or no. Now, okay, so maybe you get a lot of money, but would you do it? I wouldn't. However, Virginia did. And we're going to put aside that part of the story too, because that's not our issue here. Our issue is Virginia's death, her blood-curdling death. Now, sometime in April, she was roughed up a bit, and she said she was in a car accident. She looked pretty bad. And then went around for a couple of days, and it was passed off as she was doing some cosplay, right? Okay. And that was bought by whom, I don't know, whoever got the highest money to buy that story. And then 3 weeks later, she's dead. She killed herself. Now, it doesn't seem to me that a girl, a woman, a female, one who's being penetrated, would kill herself after all that she's been through. There's no level of despair. You give yourself away to the highest bidder at 17, etc., 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 etc. You don't go and F yourself. You don't go and kill yourself. Now that's something that it's just survival. She did what she had to do at 17 to survive. Now would she, X amount of years later, kill herself? So we're going to ask the spirits, what is all this about? Because we're never going to get the real story. Nah, we won't. Because, I mean, the real list hasn't even come out. So, Virginia, would you contact us, Virginia? And let's find out, Giuffre, Virginia Giuffre, did you or did you not decide to end your life? Because you just couldn't stand the shame. But of course, you knew the shame and you took the shame for whatever reason. That's your business. But this is now our business because it doesn't seem like something that you would do, would you? Right? What you do. We all know there's perverts of all shades, walks, money ranges. We all know that children get and young adults get framed and used and abused. We all know that. We know that there are sex trafficking organizations to this day, they're still going around holier than holy, holy, holy. We all saw some strange things about holy people, right? Yes, we have. We all have seen. We've seen the murkiness. We all have seen the murkiness. Okay, so first of all, I want to welcome all you to Mystic Moons. I all want to welcome you to Mystic Moons to join our psychic to the deceased planet of Virginia, Giuffre, Virginia. Did you kill yourself? Virginia, why did you do that? Did you? Did you? Is your death suspicious? Did you kill yourself? Virginia, now this card is speaking to me. What else is going to speak to me? So I want you to get into that psychic spaceship, buckle your seatbelts, put on your helmets, and think about it. Put yourself in Virginia's shoes. Well, her slippers anyway. Did Virginia Giuffre, did she have help assisted suicide? I guess you could call it that way. I can't kill myself, but how can a mother with young babies want to die? She would not. She'd be afraid. Maybe she had no choice. Maybe it was chosen for her. So let's see now. Virginia, did you? Your death is suspicious. Tell us more about this. All right, here we go. The first one we got, these are all upside down. No, I don't deal with upside down. So let's just turn them over. I just don't like inverted cards. Okay. Now, the first card we get is the work card, meaning it was carefully planned. Virginia's demise was carefully planned and sought out. It was a game plan. Maybe she got her millions. Yes, she got her millions, her payoff. And she was allowed to like fade off into the horizon. But for a limited time, they were working her because there was too much attention with Ghislaine in the clink, Giuffre on the gurney, and who else? The list has been published. Everybody knows it's been published, except in the United States, but it's been published. Ah, look at this, the Three of Cups. Well, somebody's very happy to put an end to this chapter. Somebody got their way. It seems like they were working on her. They were working on her game plan. Like she had a time limit. And maybe she found out that she had an X amount of years to enjoy her dollars, her pounds, her rupees. Maybe she just did. And the fact that Three of Cups, they're celebrating. They're so happy she's dead. Her husband's not happy. Her children aren't happy. And look at this judgment card. Judgment. Judgment. Yeah, it sounds like it was a plan, wasn't it? Have a few happy years for like your miserable youth, and then we'll like come in and do you in at the due date. And they're happy. They're happy because they feel that they've gotten away with it. But have they? Have they? Have they gotten away with her murder? Two. Two. What does the Two of Pentacles mean? Well, now, it either means that her husband knew about it and he had to escape her, or it was a deal being made by someone who couldn't stand the fact that she breathed another breath. We'll have to check this one out. And we have the Ace of Swords. And this is a message. The whole thing was put a message to shut up and just play dead. This is a sign of like corruption. Corruption, right? Look at all this. The judgment. There was these two groups, and they were like meant for her demise. Why else would they have her picture of her beaten up, looking like some kind of battered, New York City Bowery bum? And then 3 weeks later, she's dead. Why? Why? Because it was meant to send a message. Now, let's see. Do you agree or do you not agree? Hello? Well, what do you think? Do you think her death is suspicious? I mean, really? I mean, why does a 41-year-old woman, plenty of money, went through all that shit, and then she dies? Excuse me, I have to drink something. This is very suspicious. Very suspicious. Let's look upon. Now we can see who's happy. Who is happy about she dying? Who is elated that she's out of the picture? Who's happy that Virginia is no more? Virginia, the dead can't talk, right? The dead can't talk. But Virginia wasn't stupid. She was stupid when she was young. She was greedy. But let's say she was greedy. I mean, yeah, she screwed older men. She could have screwed like the town post office postmaster or somebody like that. But no, she wanted kings and queens to more or less, to screw. Now, a woman like that, you can't be happy. You can't be sure that the fact that she is gone from this planet, this plane, that she is quiet. She didn't leave a message. So let's see if these people are happy. This Three of, are they celebrating too soon? This Three of Cups. No. Three of Cups. Let's see. Let's just pull a couple cards. Three of Cups. This one's sticking its head out. And Three of Cups. Now, are they celebrating too soon? Because, in the news, they have the lawyer saying, I'm not buying it. But that was after they celebrated. Here we have the Chariot. The Chariot. You see that? Something is investigations going on. Something is moving. Somebody is doing something. Excuse me. Oh, and we have the Hanging Man. The Hanged Man. They're waiting. They just waited. Hello, Lorraine. Hello, Isaiah. How are you? What do you think? They're just waiting. Or maybe they're trying to keep us occupied. Another thing you got to think about is not so much what happened, it's how the happenings is played out, sparsed out like a trail of breadcrumbs. And where do these breadcrumbs lead to? And here we have the Knight of Cups. They're tugging on our emotions. Our emotions, this, I would say, all in all, this Three of Cups is a little too soon for celebration. There's another, what would you say? Another tree to fall, another door to open. Here we have the Knight of Cups. This is simply playing on our tug, our emotions. Poor girl, poor girl. Now, Virginia wasn't exactly a poor girl. She was quite rich. She became quite rich the hard way. And then we have the Hangman and we have the Chariot. We have two forces, one that wants to spill the beans and one that's going to wait out and see just how far the other side will go. In other words, will the assassins come after them too? She was not. Her death is suspicious, just because she seems to be not a very, well, she didn't use, 17 is 17. 17 is not 9, not 8. And for you to do something like that, and I shouldn't judge, true, I should not judge. Apologies for judging. However, she was 17, a junior in high school, and she decided to do that. Or she was led to do that. That's not the issue, though. The issue is somebody killed her because she knew exactly whom she did it. She had coitus with. Whom did she did the dirty with? She knows. She knows. And do you think she left this planet without insurance? And this whole thing, Three of Cups, is meant to show with a Knight of Cups. Beware, mouths. Beware what you said. Keep your knowledge. But the spirits are saying her death is suspicious. Virginia, you didn't just kill yourself. You know that. No. There's too many things that are happening, too many suspicious deaths. No. And let's see this one. We already know the Ace of Swords is the message. Shut up or be dead. That's what the message is. And let's see this last one more we'll investigate. Well, let's see. We know what the Judgment is. We know what that was. That was the final breath that she took. Now we have the Two of Pentacles. Who's involved in this? Who is involved in this? Let's do one draw. See if we can get a little homing on this Two of Pentacles. This is a high level hit. A high level hit. The same thing can be said of a number of other mysterious deaths. Some people just like to see you dead. Or some non-human entity that has a very great appetite for human suffering and human juices, right? Human juices. That's all you could say. Who is these? I thoroughly believe that we're not living in a totally human reality. I totally don't think we are. Now, there are others here. And that's probably what the whole secret is all about. That's probably why they can't have relationships, normal relationships. They allow themselves to be infected with basic energy. Not even energy. Basic stupidness. I'll just put it that way. Stupidness. Yes, Lorraine. Right. She fought too hard, Lorraine. She fought too hard. She was having sex at 17 with old geezers. She probably got to clap and everything else with those filthy things. You know? I mean, you go in any forum, You know why celebrities stay unto themselves? Because they all have STDs. So why would a young girl go for that? And she did. She knew, yes or no, she did. But yet, why would she take her own life when she had money, she had kids, even if she wanted to get rid of her parasite husband? Let's say he was a parasite, he was an anchor at one point, but he became scared. He became scared. Why? Okay, so she still had her babies. Why? Why would she kill herself? Nah. Just like if you believe Jeffrey Epstein, if you believe that, what's her name? Gazelle was the only one who should be prosecuted, then you should eat a rubber tree. I mean a rubber, like rubber. You should eat you should just buy a bridge somewhere. Come on. You have to be so naive. And of course, without our psychic abilities, many of us are lost in some sort of simulation of just what are we told we believe. Now, the first thing you get is the hermit. Well, one rich guy stays very much to himself. One rich entity stays very much to himself, and once in a while he pleasures himself. He, he. That's what he says. But when one of those little pleasures turn out to be a mouthpiece, ooh, doesn't like it. Doesn't like it. Doesn't like it. He didn't like it. One is a very quiet man. Scandal would do no good for his business. Ooh, the Emperor. Look at these cards. Somebody, this is like, look at that. The Emperor. Excuse me, I have a cold. But I still couldn't get this topic go down. The Emperor, and we have the Hermit. Ooh, I see some riches. I mean, they could have squeezed out more money than the money they gave her, but they didn't want to because she wasn't the only victim. She was the lesson. And again, we have judgment. Judgment. We have two judgments. Let me get a cough drop. Hold on. I was back. I had to get a cough drop. Now, this is what we have. Look at this. First reading, we have judgment, right? Second reading, judgment. She had a lot of nasty bastards against her, sized up against her. They called in her day. She was like living on an egg timer. They kept on like flipping it over, playing with her. That's why the list was never published worldwide. It's been published, everybody knows it, but I mean, it was never published unanimously, right? But look at this, we have judgment twice. Ooh, Virginia, you knew what you were up against. They beat the shit out of you, didn't they? Look at this. The Emperor and the Hermit. Don't get near us. This speaks of aristocracy. This speaks of them and thou. They and thou. High and low. This speaks of money. Money. Don't get my money so fast, they said. Go ahead and eat your hot dogs. Hello. Yet much? Hello. Hello. No, you would never. No, no, you would not do that. We know that she was effed off. We know that they gave her that money. They gave her that money so she could just play in a sandbox. In a sandbox, only to show the message. Yeah, we can pay you off, but don't think that it's over. This is a message to all the other gals and guys who were abused will get you sooner or later. You can tell how polluted our earth humans are that we'd even do something like this, or the entities that control our earth humans. There are two tiers of society, and what's happening now is the schism is dissolving. The schism, the separation. The separation. But this card speaks to us, doesn't it? Now, we all have seen all the friends of Epstein. We can put the list together by simply digging up old photographs. But somebody wanted to make sure, just to send a message. They wanted to send a message to anybody who thinks that they can, they might, they will, that they shouldn't do it, or that is the end of them. That's what it's all about, sending the message. Sending the message. We'll get you yet. That's what they're saying. We're all powerful. Right? So yes, we can say that her death is indeed suspicious. Because as women, and it was done by men, or at least something similar to men, women don't leave their babies like that, especially young. No. I just feel that Virginia was in a difficult position. She needed strong people around her. The system failed her. But yet somehow she didn't go under witness protection, did she? No. Well, Virginia, I'm sure you left something behind. I'm sure you did. Well, let's see. Let's ask that question. Now, did Virginia leave something behind, some evidence? Because one thing about being sloppy, hasty, you always leave some breadcrumbs around, right? Always. Let's tuck these back in, right side. Let's see now. Did she leave something behind? Because that's the real answer. You know, they just couldn't let this woman who did foolish things at one time just live out her life. Oh no. They had to use her one more time. You know, it's a case of a lot of stars and starlets, people in the news. Once you sign the contract with the devil, there ain't no getting out unless maybe it was her time to go. Who knows? But the point is, she did, and her death is suspicious. And certain people think that, oh well, yuck, it's over. But you know what? Virginia, did you leave something behind? Did you leave some kind of evidence? You know, what did you leave behind? Let's see. The King of Wands. Well, you left something feisty behind, that's for sure. Something, and that's what your lawyers probably have. Ooh, justice again. Oh, it's all about the law. Look at that. Judgment, justice. This is going to court. This is going to be court. Look at this. Justice. Two judgments and justice. And here we have the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups. Yes, she has her legal team, has something. That's where the juice is. That's where the stuff is. Her legal team. Her legal team. That's where the real facts are going to come out. Now, just how are they going to proceed? We'll have to watch. We'll have to watch, won't we, Mystic Moons listeners? What do you think? I know you think this is suspicious. This is not, we're not being told. All we're told how to scratch our underarms and scratch out our feet. We're not being told anything about anything. We're just being called names. Stupid things, weak people. Well, there's a lot of suspicious deaths. That means it's going to take one by one, and we're going to find out. Right now, I could see that their legal team has some juicy tidbits. Juicy tidbits. So we just have to wait until they get the cojones and they survive long enough to tell it. So that's what Virginia did. She left the info with her lawyers. Well, there's all types of lawyers. Some of them actually are good. Well, anyway, if you agree, give me some comments. This thing is too hot to handle for one person. I need now this whole thing. I need comments about this. What do you think? You can't get away with everything all the time. Now we all know that. You know, you can fool some of the people, what that say? Some of the time, but not all the people all the time. And sometimes you can just go too far. Too far. Virginia, they went a little too far, unnecessary hard. They tried too hard. Tried too hard. Well, anyway, I think we have gave each other thoughts. And thanks for the messages and the energies. And to Mohammed. Mohammed, if you would like, I don't understand what you said. Aisha, who is my life partner. Well, Mohammed, if you want a reading about this, several questions you have in there, you'd have to donate. Because this is a non-monetized station. And I only do things to reach out into everybody's ether to find out if we all are thinking the same thing or just grabbing psychic energy. So if you want something private, you have to donate. Okay, hon? So, and you can do that anyway, Cash App or buy me a coffee, whatever. Anyway, thumbs up if you agree with what I said. And if not, give me another explanation. Okay? Until the next time. Yes. Virginia, they went too far. Yes, they went too far. Sometimes you just gotta, one thing about holding the cards, you gotta know when to stop, right? You can't be right all the time. And you can say psychically is the same thing. Yes, that's true. But something about Virginia, it just feels wronged. Feels wrong. And I'm not, saying she was the best person in the world or anything like that. But the point is, they went too far. They went too far. Okay, till the next time. Peace out. Bye-bye, everyone.